name is Lawrence Cooley, and I'm here to pitch VF Corporation, ticker VFC, with a target price of $79.07. So why do we buy? From the original analyst report, it was because of slow growth in the consumer discretionary, but it was also because of strong growth in the outdoor and action sports. Around this time, VF bought Timberland brand and added that to its outdoor sports portfolio, which it created with the acquisition of the North Face in 2000. So outdoor sports is still growing, from what I got, 6%, and it's performing as one of the better coalitions besides jeans, which they estimate at 3%, and I got around 1%. Should we stay or should we go? My recommendation is to hold. Sportswear is doing well, and VF holds two prominent brands in the North Face and Vans, the latter, which just became VF's second $2 billion company, the former being the first. The company is also focusing on innovating its brands and keeping up with the trends, making itself unique. Lee Brands over in Asia has created the diamond cut jean. It's a new slimmer fit because of its traditionally larger fit not being as popular over there as it is in America, where it operates under the middle tier of jeans. So trying to adapt to different markets as well. The VF family of brands. You have Vans, skateboard shoes, lifestyle brand for skaters, surfers. Lee Jeans, which is a more younger version of its other jeans brand, which is Wrangler, which identifies as the comfortable jeans brand. And then the North Face, outdoors gear and winter gear, as well as Seven for All Mankind, which is the premium jeanswear. Timberland, boots, and Majestic, which is licensed sports gear. It also has Bulwark, which is a industrial uniform company and maker of flame retardant clothing. So outdoors and image, VF owns Timberland and North Face. Those are two big manufacturers of fashion functioning clothing. VF also owns Majestic, which does licensed sportswear. It has a agreement with Major League Baseball to be its official sponsor of uniforms, so it makes the uniforms for Major League Baseball, and it holds licenses to produce fan wear for the NFL and National Hockey League. So selling cool, VF promotes lifestyle brands, so Vans, as I mentioned before, for the skater and surfer culture, Timberland boots for an outdoors as well as urban culture, and the North Face. They all have ubiquitous spots in American pop culture. So, advantages for VF. Brand recognition. When you buy clothing, consumers tend to have three ideas in mind. What's the price? Is it appealing? And the quality. Quality is a big driver, especially in Asian markets, such as China, where it's also combined towards the trend with American-centric clothing. Trust is key with a brand. So competitors. Competitors with VF Corporation are Gap, which is jeanswear and athletic wear pure play. Under Armour, sportswear, Nike, Columbia, which does outdoors wear and competes with the North Face. Wolverine Worldwide, which does outdoor boots. And Levi Strauss, which is a private company that does jeans. So for the Europe and Asian market, North America makes up 57% of VF sale, the other 43 coming from the global market, primarily Europe and Asia, where the biggest drivers Western Europe, as well as China and India. So in the past, VF has been focusing on entering the Chinese market, as well as the Indian market, where you have a large middle class. With China, though, they enter a market that has its own domestic producers who undercut them with costs, such as Xtep, which is a Chinese outdoors clothing company, Peak, which does athletic clothing, Anta, which does athletic clothing, and Baleno, which does jeans and contemporary clothing. So performance since we bought it. Since we bought VFC back in 2012, you can see that this line symbolizes the ETF. The blue line being VFC, above it Nike, and then above that Under Armour. So it's been performing better than the ETF, but not as good as Nike and Under Armour, but better than its other competitors such as Wolverine Worldwide, which is the lime green, as well as Columbia, which is the purple, and Gap, which is the darker purple. So this is over a year. It's still performing better than the ETF, but not as well as Under Armour or Nike. And as of today. So risks. VFC has its share of risk factors as an apparel company. So what if a brand falls out of favor, such as Lee or Wrangler, which are two of the top jeans in the US market? Style can change faster than VF can react. So what happens if outdoor boots, the traction changes and Timberland can't hold up? That's a risk that VF faces. As well as the arrival of athleisure. So Lululemon, Under Armour, Nike, they're known for making jogging pants and sweatpants which appeal to a female audience more than denim. And so how does VF handle this threat? So the race tightens, denim versus athleisure. This is a comparison of denim, which is the blue line, versus athletic pants, which are steadily gaining market share compared to traditional denim. So athleisure and the denim threat, yoga pants are coming to the market. Younger female consumers are shifting away from jeans towards athletic wear brands, and this is being offset by denim still being popular in Europe and Asia, where VF actually saw growth in the jeans coalition. Economic trends, lower oil prices. So lower oil prices means that shipping costs are minimized and consumers have more discretionary income. Weaker dollar makes the US brands more competitive, but then you also have a weaker euro, as well as high unemployment in the European continent, which affects the European market, and China with its growth rate slowing. Questions and comments?